Hey everyone, my name is Nathan Pay and welcome back to another episode of Blu Ocean Crypto. Today I want to cover the best trophy pushing attack strategies currently in Mavia. There's one that I'm going to show you that is my go-to right now, and then there's also kind of a budget one that I guess you could call it, where if you want to get maybe a little bit more attacks in, this can work, but it is a little riskier. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Okay, so the army comp is pretty straightforward. It's 16 brutes, 5 blazes, and 40 markswomen. Now, the reason for this is basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack every edge or side of a base with 4 brutes, 1 blaze, 10 markswomen, and then I've got like an extra blaze if I want to. So let me show you how this works, and then we can talk about it a little bit more. So we're just going to queue up here. Might take us a minute to find a match. Perfect. Okay. So you can get 2 stars on this, but it's really not the goal. So we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, blaze, 10 markswoman, 1, 2, 3, 4, a blaze, 10 markswoman, 1, 2, 3, 4, blaze, 10 markswoman. It's very important that you're particular with those numbers. You got to make sure that you do it evenly. And where does the last blaze look like he could help? Maybe down here. So getting the 1 star without Mira like this is very consistent. That's the important part, is you don't need to use Mira. So basically Mira is your oh shit button or your emergency. In the event that you got like 46 or 48%, you got your Mira to make sure you don't fail, because losing trophies, like you can see here, if we were to lose, we'd lose 48. You know, we're only gaining a few with a 1 star. So, I mean, a loss is insane. When you're at the really high trophy range, let's say you lose 54, you're only getting 2 trophies per 1 star. You just lost 22 attacks. You can see we actually had no problem 3-starring this base as well. So this attack strategy does work. If the base is not leveled up very much, then you're still going to get your 3 or your 2. We didn't even use Mira, you know, so if I got close to a few structures being left, didn't quite finish it, I can send Mira in. So now we're just going to jump right back into the next. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to chain the budget version of this, which is basically just mass marines. So we'll get that queued up for the next one. And I'll show you guys another hit with the same army composition. And hopefully we get a little bit of a tougher base so I can kind of show you guys. It's a little tougher, but not too much. This is a guaranteed 2. And I like when I see the headquarters out on the outside, because we know we can get our 2. But because there's more you can see on 2 sides, I'm actually going to use more brutes on one side. I'm going to do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll use 2 blazes. I'll use about 14 markswomen. So sometimes you do have to adjust it. This is a great example of that. We'll do 3 on the sides. 3 on the side here. You'll do a blaze there, there, and there. And this is it, right? So we're coming at every single angle of the base, all sides essentially. It's really guaranteeing us that 1 star, so we make sure we're continuing to always climb trophies. We are not using our Mira. She is for emergencies. In the event that you are about to fail, you can you use her to clean up the last couple buildings that you need. But you can see here we were guaranteed the 2 star, which means we're still earning our rubies, no problem. I really don't think our troops are going to make it through to the middle, and it's also not worth sending my Mira in right now, because she would have to contend against 2 missile towers, and I'm just going to have a huge heal time on her, so it's not worth it. I mean, sometimes I would even argue you might as well quit here, but I had some brutes moving in, so I wasn't too sure. Looks like that's pretty much the end of it, so I'm just going to end battle. Now we're going to jump in with the Marines and show you. Now, against fully maxed meta bases, and when I say meta bases, I mean this anti-boom cart stuff that's going on right now, you will get 50, 52, 54. It's going to be tight sometimes. Make sure you check that you have your full army when you start the battle, meaning when you go to the battle, look at the bottom, make sure it's full, because if you drop a troop and you didn't finish properly training your army, or it's not ready, that's basically a loss, and now you're going to be in big trouble. Another key thing to remember is if you did have to use your Mira, when she finishes healing, there's actually a little bit of a delay, up to a minute, until she's available for the next battle. Make sure she's also in your roster. So really the only time we've noticed anyone run into problems with this is with that. Either they started the battle, their Mira wasn't actually healed, and then of course they got into that one situation they needed her, or they didn't have a full army trained and then they dropped a troop and then only realized after the fact. So let's jump in with the budget version, which is Mass Marines. I will admit this is way more risky, especially against max level bases. It's not reliable enough in my opinion to use. However, while you're climbing, this can be really good. And of course, it's just like the old beta days. We're just gonna spam all around the edges. We're gonna save some Marines to try to help clean up some extra. We're gonna drop some where we think they need help. We're gonna try to dodge motors. Those anti-airs have a lot of defenses. How we doing? We're still down to 100. We got plenty. And I'm intentionally not doing too many too fast because I don't want them to just get wrecked by AoE. And we really just need them to take out the trash around the edges, and this should be more than enough. And you can probably see I'm not even going to need to use all of my Marines, so this could speed up my trophy pushing. There we go, we got 50%. That's good enough for me. We're just going to exit. I already had 47 left, so basically that'll let me jump right into the next one. I'll show you guys one more. And you've noticed we haven't used Mira yet. So Mira can be the thing that helps push you towards that 2-star or that 3 when you need it. But higher up, definitely, she needs to be saved for an emergency. Okay, this one's a little bit tougher. I'm going to actually deploy a little faster because we've got some storages there and I just want the battle to go a little quicker. So I'm going to use multi-touch. We're just going after all the edges. I really don't want to pull the enemy Mira because then that can be a pain in the butt. She'll pull all my Marines away. But let's see how much percentage we actually get just from all the edges here. Probably going to have to send a little bit more up here to support because we are going to need some of these structures to go down in order to get that 50%. There we go. We got it. Now, one other thing to be careful of, if you're quitting like I am, make sure you see that star. So when you hit that quit button, double check that you actually did get the win. You don't want to jump the gun and actually be doing it at 48% by accident. So that's it, guys. It's really that straightforward. You come at all 4 sides of the bases. You use the brutes, 16 brutes, 5 blazes, 40 markswomen. That is making sure I win every single match. Mira is saved for emergency purposes only, or if I want to push for a 2-star, because I notice a lot of the base is done, or even sometimes a 3. And then the Marines is the budget version. So thanks so much to everyone who subscribed to the channel. It's really awesome seeing all the growth lately. Glad to hear that these videos have been helping you guys a lot. And if you wouldn't mind, smash that like button. Okay, we'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.